Welcome to this advanced discussion on IV fluid therapy. The choice of fluid is not a guessing game. It is a physiologic intervention that changes blood volume, intracellular water, and electrolyte balance. Every safe nurse must know not just what to give, but why, when, and how it affects perfusion, the brain, and kidneys. IV fluids are drugs. Let's begin with isotonic solutions such as 0.9% normal saline and lactated ringers. These fluids have a similar osmolality to plasma and therefore stay in the intravascular space. They do not shift water into or out of cells. Their job is volume restoration. In hypovolemia, hemorrhage, dehydration, and early shock, patients are dry inside their vessels. Symptoms: tachycardia, low blood pressure, cold and clammy skin, delayed cap refill, orthostatic drops, oliguria. Oxygenation fails not because of lung failure, but because blood cannot carry oxygen. Scenario: a trauma patient arrives with BP 8040, HR 132, pale and weak. You do not give hypotonic or hypertonic fluids. You start 1,2L isotonic bolus because perfusion collapse kills first. LR is preferred in trauma because it buffers lactate. Avoid isotonic overload in heart failure or kidney injury. Volume fills lungs before vessels. Rule: in shock, isotonic first, pressors second, transfusion when hemorrhage exists. Next is hypertonic fluid. Concentrated salt solutions like 3% saline, 7.5% saline, and D10W. These pull fluid out of cells and into the vascular space, shrinking intracellular volume. Hypertonic fluids are not general hydration tools. They are emergency neurologic and hyponatremia interventions. Scenario: a patient with sodium 118 becomes confused, vomits, and seizes. This is cerebral swelling. You do not give isotonic. You give 3% saline to pull water from brain tissue. Not fast, not large volumes, not without intensive monitoring. Correct sodium slowly, usually no more than 8-10 mEq/L in 24 hours to avoid central pontine myelinolysis, permanent neurologic injury caused by aggressive sodium correction. Hypertonic fluids also benefit severe hypovolemia in trauma when blood products are not yet available, increasing intravascular volume rapidly. But monitor closely. Hypertonic solutions can cause fluid overload, hypernatremia, and renal strain. Rule: use hypertonic when the brain or life is threatened. Now the most misunderstood: hypotonic fluids like 0.45% saline or D5W, physiologically hypotonic after metabolism. These move water into cells, expanding intracellular space. They treat true cellular dehydration, for example, hypernatremia, high serum osmolality, prolonged NPO, or significant insensible losses. Scenario: a patient with sodium 153, dry mucous membranes, intense thirst, classic hypernatremia. Do not give isotonic. Do not give hypertonic. Give 0.45% saline. Restore intracellular water gently. But never give hypotonic fluids to patients with increased intracranial pressure, trauma, burns, or shock. They worsen cerebral edema and collapse perfusion. Rule: hypotonic treats cells, not vessels. Use cautiously. Monitor sodium, neurostatus, urine output. A dangerous misconception: D5W is not sugar water. Once dextrose metabolizes, it becomes free water, distributing into all body compartments. Scenario: a patient with severe hyponatremia. If you give D5W, you push more water into cells, worsening brain swelling. This is how medication errors become fatalities. Always integrate fluids with kidney safety. Urine output: 30 mmHg signals organ hypoperfusion. Rising creatinine means kidneys cannot handle aggressive fluids. Clinical judgment: hypovolemia, isotonic, hyponatremic seizure or cerebral edema, hypertonic, hypernatremia or intracellular dehydration, hypotonic, heart failure, renal failure, pulmonary edema, fluid restriction or advanced therapies. IV fluids are not just hydration. They alter pressure gradients, brain volume, and cardiac workload. Nurses who choose correctly save organs. Those who choose casually invite disaster. Think physiology, not habit.